Hello there. My name is Richard Scott Weber. I'm 59 years old, going on 60 here before long. And I wanted to talk a little bit about something that happened to me. Back last year in November, I had been staying with my ex-wife, trying to get some money to help her out and take care of things. I didn't have a very good job. I was working, but I love the job. I was working as a teacher's assistant, and I was also working as a bartender at night at a hotel. And I didn't make a lot of money, but it was so-so. But just before Thanksgiving, on the 22nd, I had a stroke. Now, for a long time, I've been having troubles. I have AFib. My heart is beating regularly. Half of it works fine, the other doesn't, and usually beats very, very fast, which really has tired my heart out. And they were also, the original doctor said that by doing this AFib, it could cause strokes. They wanted me on a blood thinner, but unfortunately I couldn't afford it. I couldn't afford any type of medical. I had a job, but it didn't pay much, not enough to pay for insurance, for medical insurance, and it was kind of frustrating on what to do. Well, what the doctor said happened. I had a stroke. It's hard to remember. For some reason, I got up in the morning, but I had a chair that I sat in, and something must have happened. For some reason, I called my sister on my phone. She said I was incoherent. She was wondering where I was at. And my sister and brother really did not know that I was staying with my ex-wife's place. And so they were out trying to get somebody to search for me because something was happening. Now, my ex-wife is Japanese. She really didn't understand what was happening, and she didn't call the emergency. Didn't call emergency to try to give me some help. She tried with what she knew and what she was doing to help, but it was not enough. Finally, the emergency crew came. I remember a little bit about them coming in and saying, "What's your name? Can you tell me your name?" All this kind of stuff, and set me, and then got me in the ambulance, and a little bit after riding there, but then I didn't remember anything after that. What I understand, because it had been almost 2 hours since I had my stroke, it really did a number on my kidneys and my heart, and so they were struggling with that. Ended put me on dialysis to save my life, get my kidney functioning to where it needs to be, and a lot of other things. But for a long time I didn't remember. And then probably about after Thanksgiving, I kind of become aware of where I was at in the ICU, and a lot of other things. They kept treating me, but I was kind of aware of the nurses coming in and stuff like that. Before then, the dreams I had was funny. I could tell I was in a hospital, but it was like it was some kind of TV show or something like that. I was in some kind of space opera or something like that, where I was in a hospital being worked on before I went out to battle or something like that. I don't know what it was. And I remember a couple faces, and it's kind of interesting because one of the faces, a young African-American young man who was helping me out, a nurse, And I never saw him when I was awake until the very last day he came in, and, oh, you're finally leaving, good. And that was the last time I really saw him when I was awake. That was when I was being moved to rehabilitation out of the room to work on me a little bit and try to get me standing and some other things. And then I eventually went to rehabilitation after that. It was very scary, and I didn't know how bad I was. Now, in a way, it's kind of a miracle too, because after having the stroke and 2 hours later, before I could get medical attention to me, when I came up, I didn't have any slough face, or my hand couldn't move my hand or anything like that. I did have stiff fingers and stuff like that at the beginning of my feet because I have neuropathy for my diabetes, and that was another thing that was pushing it along too. And I finally got up. Well, I finally asked the doctor about this, and of course my brother and sister, because I guess it was very, very bad. But the doctor said that normally people like me, 6 months to a year before they can even get moving, and with a lot of rehabilitation and physical therapy to get up moving around. But for some reason I was okay. Well, not exactly okay. I was still physically weak, couldn't move around, and I couldn't talk. Now I'm trying to talk right now, but I'm constantly thinking in my head trying to find words, because I have trouble finding words for certain situations. And it does kind of make me kind of angry about that, because when I'm writing, spelling suddenly becomes hard for me to do. Word mix-ups for a lot of things. I was a little bit dyslexic in the first place, where I would write and I would have to change things around because I was either skipping letters or not putting letters in that I knew was there. But now I can't find the words. And spelling is really bad for certain words, which I knew these words before I took and had this stroke, and it's still that way now. I'm up physically getting around, and as you see, I'm talking now, but there are a lot of things I want to say, but I can't say them very well, or I'm trying to change words or find new words to put in place so that you could still understand what I'm saying. If I try to think very fast or I try to talk very fast, sometimes you can't understand me. And it's very difficult to put this kind of speech out. Well, I just wanted to tell you a little bit. I'm doing better, but I want any of you out there who don't really think about what strokes can do to you and other things. I was very lucky. Now I have some insurance back, but I still can't work because of my speech problem and because of my AFib in my heart. I cannot have a lot of energy to do things. I start doing something and I start getting very, very tired very quickly. So I just want everybody to be careful when you're out there. And it is not a situation that you can't get over with. I'm working on it now. Lost a lot of weight when I was doing this. Now I've tried to gain it back a little bit. But still trying to say as much as I can. But I never gave up either. And I got up and walked around. People, get up and push myself up and get up and walk around. And sometimes they would suddenly I said, can you help me? I just want to get up and walk around, or I want to sit over this seat and stuff. And eventually they sent me to a rehab center, which they were very good. And I only spent about a week there. because right off the bat I started improving. Every day I was improving. Every day I get up and walk further. Every day I get up and move around. And then when I went home, actually I went to my sister's house to live, and they had a bedroom. My parents were there before they passed away, and it was kind of set up for them. They had a lot of problems too. My dad did, and my mom did too. And I had my stroller and all kinds of stuff that they gave me, so you'll have it here. But I got up, I moved around, and when they had some people come to help me while I was staying at my sister's house, they really pushed and helped me get up and do my own thing. So even when they're not there, I can still try and improve myself. And now I'm living in a rent apartment here. It's a nice little room that I live in. A nice man and woman who owns the house and allows me to live here. And it is still a struggle. And I can't really work what I used to anymore. But never give up anything like that, because they told me they're absolutely surprised that what I did is because something that happened to me, what happened to me with that amount of time and other things that happened with my body, it could have been 6 to a year before I was able to even get up and do things. And I work a little part-time job right now, not very often, but just to help pay the rent and stuff like that. And it's very important that you don't give up, that you try your best. And another thing is, there's people out there who will help you. The people in the hospital, the doctors, the nurses, the therapists really worked very hard to get me going. And I didn't want to disappoint them, so I got up and started doing what I could. So from now on, be careful. Remember this. Don't give up, and know that there are people out there who will help you if you need it. So I just want to say thank you, and I hope this may give you a little hope if something happens like a stroke, especially when you're 50, 60, and going into 70s years old. See, still having that trouble getting that stuff out anymore. So, but I do my best. So good luck. God bless you. Take care.